Hi guys, hi! Welcome back to another episode of Talking Chew with LeFe. This week on Talking Chew, we are discussing the latest hot topics. Tamar Braxton allegedly tried to commit suicide. Nick Cannon lost his job due to an interview that he did in 2019 that aired last month. Kanye West announces that he is running for president, and he holds his first campaign rally. Megan Thee Stallion involved in a shootout, and Jada and Will wrapped up and tangled up with August Alsina. Let's get started. For those of you who do not know who Tamar the Voice Braxton is, she is a songwriter, she is a singer, and she's a TV personality. Tamar sang with her sisters in the 90s. They formed a group called the Braxtons, rightfully so. Tamar has released several albums: Bluebirds of Happiness, Calling All Lovers, Love and War, and the rest y'all can Google. On July 16th, unfortunately, the world received devastating news that Tamar was found unconscious in her hotel room. Her boyfriend, David Adefaso, y'all figure out how to pronounce that, told the cops that she may have overdosed on pills and alcohol. She was rushed to the hospital, and at this moment, we don't know her condition. I have not heard. The family has broken their silence and has urged us to keep their family in our prayers. Well, I'm certainly praying for you, Tamar. You have so much to give to the world. There's so much of you that we have not seen yet. And you were making so many good changes in your life. And you seem genuinely happy with your man. I watched the YouTube channel that you're on called Coupled in Quarantine. I'm tuning in. Y'all talk about some really good topics and things that I'm interested in. So I will never know, what you are really going through personally, but I will be praying for the renewal of your mind. I will be praying that God brings you peace, love, joy, and happiness to your situation. You will get through this. I truly believe this. You are loved by so many people, and you're strong, and you're beautiful, and you're kind, and you're so talented. I'm certainly praying that you get the help that you need so you can keep pushing and keep fighting this good fight we call life. So, our good brother, Nick Cannon, we received news that he was fired from his job at ViacomCBS after making anti-Semitic comments on his podcast called Cannon's Class. We know Nick Cannon from being on TV. Most recently his jobs included, hosting The Masked Singer. He was the host on America's Got Talent. He was also on Wild 'N Out, right? And of course, being married to Mariah Carey, that's something we love. They created 2 babies, twins, I believe. And so Nick Cannon went on Twitter and Facebook to say, Viacom's goal to keep me from providing for my family and lineage will be foiled. And that the company was trying to kick me, and I'm quoting, while I'm down, or force me to kiss the master's feet in public. And that it was trying to hang me out to dry and make an example of anyone who says something they don't agree with, end quote. Well, so I was like, well, what did the man say? I actually saw the clip and I didn't understand what part he got, reprimanded for. And so I had to do some research, of course. Nick was having a conversation on his podcast with Professor Griffin, and they were having a conversation around racial bias. They contended that Black people are true Hebrews and Jews have taken that identity. Cannon then argued that lighter-skinned people, Jewish people, white people, Europeans are a little less and have a deficiency that historically caused them to act out of fear to commit acts of violence to survive. They had to be savages, he said. And so Nick Cannon did issue an apology after speaking with a Jewish leader, but hours later he took to Twitter. And this is what he wrote. I hurt an entire community, and it pained me to my core. I thought it couldn't get any worse. Then I watched my own community turn on me and call me a sellout for apologizing. Y'all can have this planet, he wrote. I'm out. And I'm like, oh my God. And this is him tweeting after, I think a day after or a couple days after his friend committed suicide. And it's like, oh my gosh. In this day and age, we have to apologize if something we said offended someone else. Period. He shouldn't have been ridiculed for doing the right thing. He used his platform to discuss racial issues. And the words that, he chose were considered anti-Semitic. People make mistakes. Why do we treat people like this? Like, what was the issue with him apologizing? It was already bad enough that he got fired, right? And so as a community, I believe that we should have rallied around him and sent our prayers up, asking that God keeps him and his family and speak positivity on the situation. You never want to see someone who you admire and whom you have grown up with and who you have watched excelled on television go through something. My condolences goes out to both families of Nick Cannon and to Tamar Braxton, and to both individuals who felt like the pain that they are experiencing is too much to continue living. It's not even enough to live for their kids. That's what breaks my heart. We already saw that with Naya Rivera, and now her son doesn't have his mother. And I don't know what it's like to be hurt so deeply, or to be hurting so deeply, or what it's like to not even want to continue to live. So I'm just gonna keep praying. I'm gonna keep praying that God keeps me near the cross. God keeps me, in the right mind to want to continue this journey. And I ask y'all to do the same. I really do. Whew. In lighter news, I don't even know if it's lighter news, but Kanye West, Lord, he done went off the edge. And we saw it before, but what is this? The man announced that he was running for president. Running to be the president of the United States. I didn't even believe him until TMZ reported that he was actually holding his first campaign rally in South Carolina. Ciao. So then he did. And I know y'all saw it was all over everywhere, on every social media outlet possible. The man had a breakdown on that stage, a whole meltdown. He talked about abortion. He talked about, he misspoke about the accomplishments that Harriet Tubman contributed, to our history. Misspoke about that. He called a young lady out, an African American lady, because she was correcting him. He then asked one of the attendees, if he worked for them, because he was pushing him to state the name. Like, you want to talk about a billionaire who you was hanging out with? Who was it? He was like, do I work for you? Well, if you're running for the president of the United States, of states, you would be working for the people. Yes. Lord. He was talking about divorce. And I think Kim is, they already reported that, honey. She's already looking for lawyers. Or she already has a lawyer, but she's already met with them. And then he talked about some darn gun control. Child, nope. What are you going to do? Not talk about your experience with being able to go outside your house and shoot whatever you want to shoot, however many times you want to do it. That wasn't the question, sir. I can't, honey. I'm glad I wasn't in that audience, honey. He ends the rally with this. I don't give a F if I win the presidency or not. So right there, you don't even care. So it's already written. We're not voting for you, sir. Let me continue. He said at the event, stressing that his aim is to be a service to God. Well, child, hold on, y'all. I made some spaghetti. And I need to just take a little bite. He done wore me out already. Child. One of my favorite meals to make. Sir, I strongly believe that it is not God's will for you to be the 46th president of the United States. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Then he decides to go on a tweeting rant. Child. He started talking about Anna Wintour. He started talking about calling Kris Jenner out. He done went and sent a screenshot of the text between him and himself because Kris didn't answer. Talking about, this is Ye. You ready to talk now? Or are you still avoiding my calls? Avoid the call, sis. Run for the hills. I'm sorry. And I think he had a typo in the message. So then I find out a couple days later that he came out with an album today called Donda. And, it's named after his mother who passed away from complications from plastic surgery in 2007. And I wish I would have downloaded the album had he not done all of this mess prior. Because at this point, I can't support anything. I can't. It's too much for me. Girl, go on with your publicity stunts. Go on. We ain't here for them. If you have to sell albums by doing all this, I don't want the album. Did y'all even download it yet? Girl, don't even waste your money. I'm not supporting him for presidency. Not in 2020, not in 2040, not ever. And I urge y'all not to vote for him either. We need someone in this office who is sane. It's been a long 4 years, y'all. And November 3rd is coming very fast. It's rapidly approaching. And I need us to get ready. We mail in your votes. We need to be at the polls. You need to do something. Wear your masks, though, because coronavirus is still alive and well. He is not fit. Let me say that one more time so we all get this. He is not fit to be the president of the United States. Anybody's president. Okay? Ooh, I do wish him and his lovely family the best. I really do. I hope everything works out for them. I think Kim, went on her story, her Instagram story, and let us in a little bit more into her life and what it's like to be married to him. I'm sorry. But don't blame them, because it ain't their fault. They tried to get the man help. He tweeted that too. They tried to send a doctor. Yeah, you need several of them, sir. And it's not a joke. He really does need help. And I hope he is getting the help. The man, he's been crazy since the unfortunate passing of his mom. And it's so unfortunate. It really is. And it isn't the first time, I told y'all, that we saw him break down in front of the world. like this. Please get help, Kanye. We want you to succeed. But we can't support you when you're doing a mess like this. At least I can. Let me speak for myself. I can't support you. Okay? Then let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Child, what is going on? That meme that's like, what is going on? I heard the fight was over Kylie Jenner, to be honest. I ain't going even front with y'all. It ain't none of my business, but that's what I heard. And if y'all want to go search it out, honey, go ahead. I looked right on Google. Sis is on the come up, and she can't afford to have these mishaps in the beginning of her career. You know, she just performed in the desert at the BET Awards, and she just was at the commencement address on YouTube or partner with YouTube, did something, whatever. She was butt naked, and I wasn't here for it, but sis went to Instagram on Sunday explaining that she suffered from a gunshot wound as a result of a crime that was intentional and that was meant to hurt her and harm her. So prior to that, we find out that Tory Lanez was arrested for a felony charge for carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle. And this was all after Megan was on live, airing out her business while she was with Kylie Jenner and Tory Lanez. So, you know, the internet put two and two together. And they said, this gotta equal 4, honey. Basically, accusing Tory for being responsible for shooting Megan. Where was the bodyguard? I heard he done made a statement too. Where was security? Where was the people? Who came to the rescue? I need to understand what was said. And I know Megan is going to come forward when she feels ready to. And take all the time you need to. But what was said to make him pull out a gun? What was said, ma'am? And aim it in your direction. So, Tory Lanez posted bail, but has yet to make a comment. He probably can't comment at this point because it's an active investigation. And they got a little situation happening in October. So there was a friend that was there as well, and she had posted on Instagram that stating that she would never do that to Megan. But she did admit that she was present for the altercation. But then that post got deleted on Instagram too. Probably part of the investigation. Allegedly, there is video footage of the altercation happening, and Megan was leaving the vehicle and Tory firing his gun. So we'll find out more about this story when Megan decides to speak and whenever she's able to speak. Or when we find out the results from the court hearing in October. Kanye spoke about gun violence and, well, actually, no, he didn't. But I'm going to. We got to stop resorting to violence when we are attempting to resolve issues. Oftentimes, when we are angry or upset, the words don't come to us so easily. So we resort to picking something up and throwing it. Okay? Or saying something that we regret later on. And in Tory's case, the man done picked up the gun and fired it at Megan. Like, what? I don't believe I honestly don't believe he actually meant to shoot her. I think he wanted to scare her a little bit. But so there's consequences for that. And it actually hit her. Put down the guns, people. Please. I know Chicago out here going off with the gun violence. They've always have been, but I think it's recent, like in the news. And put down the guns and stop with your hateful words. Please. Figure out a way to communicate that's productive and that's inviting. Like, nobody want to talk to you when you all heated and you all acting crazy. No. Have a good day, sir. Megan, went to Twitter. Honey, it seems like everybody like going to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and just airing it out loud. Honey, but in this case, she's, is letting us know that when she's ready to speak, she's going to speak about it. And so, girl, once again, I'm praying. 2020 has me on my knees praying hard. And I'm not making light of the situation. I really am not. I'm just simply just reporting what happened or what I know from the blogs. So I really do wish that she's safe and that she can fully recover from this injury, because we need you out here shaking your ass like you do all the time, girl. We got to get you back to your regular scheduled program. But I really do wish her all the best in her, in her career. Last year we talked about hot girl summer. This year we not so much having one because, girl, we in the house quarantining, staying safe, trying not to contract COVID-19. But girl, we needed you to come back full force in 2021 once you're healed up. Thank you. But did y'all hear about the entanglements involving Jada, Will, and August? Now that was some tea. That was some tea, honey. August done sat down with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club. I thought to promote his album that just came out. And I've been listening to some songs. I love a ballad, and he does a really good job of doing that. But anyway, the man done gave us a little more than what we anticipated. He said he done fell in love with Miss Jada. Now, how you do that? How you go and do that, sir? You were supposed to reap the benefits of being with somebody who was a little more well off than you are. Okay? You failed, sir. You failed. He also said something to the tune of, I could die now knowing that I was capable of giving myself to someone. Child, smack. Come back to reality. I don't understand how he fell in love with a married woman. I'm still trying to get that. And I know it happens. But bruh, how you let yourself get to that point? I'm done. So then Jada and Will sat down, around the red table. And they did confirm some things. They confirmed that Jada confirmed that her and August was in an entanglement. And Will was like, well, what the hell is that? We all were. Call it what it is, sis. It was a relationship, right? And initially, Jada and August's relationship stemmed from her taking care of him and nursing him back to health. And then it became a whole full-blown entanglement. Lord. Then last week or this week, I can't remember, honey, Rick Ross and August released a damn single called Entanglements. Child, call the cops. Oh, wait. We're not calling them because they're corrupt. Call the ambulance. Call the fire department, because this was all another publicity stunt to sell some damn albums. The story was fabricated. This is what I believe, honey. So y'all can believe what y'all want to believe, but this is what I believe. The story was made up so that man can push this album. And they was helping him in the scheme of helping him to, push this album along, honey. Why are y'all doing this to us? Y'all are full-blown actors, Hollywood actors and actresses. And y'all gonna sit around a damn table to make up something about some entanglements to further along this damn story that August done told. Y'all ruined it for me, honey. Y'all should have left it at August professing his love for Jada. Y'all should have just let the world continue thinking what we think already. I ain't gonna let it out, honey, because that ain't my business. But They had to get on a red table, get around the red table, and discuss what they rehearsed. They used the word entanglement so that they then can later on release a damn album, a single called Entanglements. Throw the whole stun away. Throw it all away. We don't want it. This concludes my hot topics because I'm wore out. This week was a lot. You know, what I am going to leave y'all with is that we got to pray. We got a lot to pray about. And I need y'all to pray, honey. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. Thank y'all so much for, yet again, tuning in to another episode of Talking To You with LeFe. I hope y'all was tuned in, wrapped up, tangled up, tuned the hell up in all of this. But don't be stingy. Tell a friend. Spread the word. Like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. That's where we go. I think that's where we going a little bit wrong, honey. Subscribe. Hit that button and turn on that notification so when I do post something on YouTube, baby, it's already pulled up. You already ready. You already ready to listen, watch, and tune in. And talk and chew with me, honey. Now, y'all have a good night. And I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.